Hello again, everybody. This is Dr. Blythe Holly Cleverly. And in the last video, I talked about new terminology that I had come up with that I'm very excited about, the Neuro-Cognipath and the Neuro-Omnipath and what that means. So a cognipath is a deep thinker who cares about the justices of the world, who thinks deeply, who questions everything, doesn't just take everything for granted that they're told. And an omnipath is somebody who is the cognipath, plus they are also empathic. So they both think and feel deeply. And in coining these terms recently, I think the greatest benefit is that they can find their community. They can identify who they are, stop feeling alone, realize that they're not the only people on the planet that are different in this way. They are a minority, they are not the majority, but they are not alone. They can find other people who are like them. Now, a big part of being omniopathic or cognopathic is that you have more thoughts than other people generally do that you have to deal with. The mind is always going, and the thoughts are sometimes repetitive. They may be on a neurodiversity scale, where you question even, am I EDD? Am I OCD? What am I? Right. And labels I don't think matter as much. I prefer not to be labeled myself. But I would say neurodiverse in that my mind diverts off to different areas, right? I'm not neurotypical. I'm not the typical person in the way that I think. If you are a person who has a lot more thoughts, a lot more emotions and feelings than other people, then you need more skills and processes around dealing with thoughts and emotions. Now, that just makes common sense, doesn't it? If you have found it difficult existing in this world, and wondering why other people seem to have it easier with interaction, with calming their mind, with not thinking, with dealing with, a room full of emotional people or the burdens of human existence. It's probably because you have a lot more coming at you internally than other people. So your internal world is very rich, very deep. Whereas, other people are focused on the external, the voices, if you will, in our heads, the thoughts, the feelings that we have inside are very loud compared to perhaps other people. And so we want the external world to be more quiet. And we do not suffer noise. We do not want it. We don't suffer fools and we don't suffer noise. We try and find a quiet environment for ourselves. We need that. We need that to recharge. That's part of who we are. So the IQ is there for these people. And the SQ is a little wonky. So that's the social quotient, right? And the EQ is so, so important, the emotional quotient. But there's another one. There's one that's missing, that's in between. And that's what I call the MMQ, the mind mastery quotient. If you do not first master the thoughts, master the mind, you will have a very difficult time mastering emotions. For the Cognipath, the MMQ is the prime thing. And that's what the focus of my business has been. My practice for the past 15 years has been that mind mastery, that self mastery. But that bridge, I believe it's bridge number 4 that I take people across, right? So you've got the brain, you've got the body, and then you've got the mind. So probably bridge number 3, and then you've got the emotions. So it's these very specific things, the bridges, over obstacles that needs to happen to be able to overcome it. So MMQ does not actually exist. The terms procognitive, cognipath, omnipath have not been in existence before this time. These are ones that I've coined expressly for people, for their community, for themselves, to identify themselves. And so I'm going to be working on a questionnaire to identify, the MMQ. How do you know if it's high, if it's low? I'm working on that. I'm working on quizzes to identify which category that you might fall into of character, of brain type, right, of behavior, so that you can identify who you are, get to know yourself better, know thyself first, and then see the world differently as well. Right? And hopefully through this, through awareness that there are these subgroups of critical thinkers out there, the whole world takes notice and, can value this community for the potential, the tremendous potential that it has to change the world.